days ago, I got a text from the Marines, specifically someone named
Hoorah.
Sergeant Brooks, and
Oh,
he was asking if I was considering the Marines. And I was like, they are the first responders, so that's kind of an iffy subject to really think about. But
yeah.
Hoorah.
You're like, hey, you want to immediately, as soon as you turn 18, risk your life?
no, you
I'm
can do
pretty
it
sure.
out of high school. You can join immediately,
Yep.
like, and they don't even care about
Sign up
grades either. You
for
can
it.
join like right then and there.
I'm pretty sure most Marines are stationed just out of like the country.
Yeah, but still, they're the
You never know.
first responders when it comes to things like that. So,
I
What do you
mean,
mean? What do you mean by first responders, Caden?
like
uh,
when let's say,
theoretically, if we went to war with Iraq, the Marines would be the first one to land in the beachhead.
yeah, well, not the beachhead, like to respond to that and
They
uh,
would be the first soldiers to land on like the enemy soil.
yeah,
If
Kind of an
depending
interest,
on the situation, though.
kind of an interesting topic, seeing as we just had Memorial Day.
yeah.
Mm.
It is
Usually,
an interesting
the
topic.
Marines are usually like Kaden said, they're the first responders. Like throughout, World War II. If you look at the Pacific campaign, it was mainly the U.S. Marines getting slaughtered in island hopping with Japan.
Wow.
Yeah, Andrew is a historian, so
Yep. He has a career that he
he's
doesn't
gonna be
get paid
working with
for.
CNN soon.
Hey,
That's
I mean, come on. He wants to do something about real news, you know?
coronavirus, man. I can't go to McDonald's without them having to be 10,000 miles away from me.
Yep.
That's that's another thing too. This
They
whole
take your
thing with
order on the
the
megaphone.
coronavirus is
It
really
really. Uh,
oh, isn't that
We have,
good
we have
day, sir.
isn't that interesting? Who's here?
we have
Good day to you. Do we have to start over?
And
no,
no.
this is
It's
a
like what?
podcast.
It's
This is a
like what?
podcast.
Yeah, Jesus. Welcome to John Manley's podcast, where today we are sharing our infant photos.
Yes.
Ah,
I think we have to start over, maybe.
no, it's a podcast. We're good.
it's a podcast.
And then he did a what?
It's hardly gonna
There
be
he is.
edited anyway.
I
There he
really.
is.
You're gonna have to cut that part where he joined. Your mic's off, by the way. You're
I know.
talking. You were
Okay.
talking. No, you didn't, because you clearly were talking beforehand.
Well,
I guess I could
shall
cut
we
this part
continue?
shorter, but I'm still gonna leave most of this in.
Yeah. Shall
Okay.
Just
we?
cut the part. Just like when he immediately joins, just cut it and just be like we'll be right back thing.
I will. I won't
Jesus
cut it.
has
I'll have it freeze. I'll have it on a freeze frame, and then it does that.
Yeah,
And I'll also probably leave in me saying this.
yes.
But yeah, back to what we were saying. This whole COVID-19.
Yep. That's what I was talking
This is
about.
very organized.
yes.
Yes, it is. That's
All right.
So coronavirus really do messing with how I am learning though.
Yeah, it is.
Hell, based
Yeah,
off of that
100%.
beautiful string of English right
hey, hey.
there.
I'm
But I
telling
agree
you,
with
this is
Denver though.
messing with how I'm learning.
Actually, though, raise your
Yeah,
hand
I agree.
with the emotes up in the top right if you're actually going insane. There we go.
This was supposed
But
to be
let's let Caden. Oh, he's gone.
There he goes.
There
All
we
right. Now, all right. Back to our scheduled program.
go.
What are you
Okay,
doing,
okay.
Jesus?
I did a mistake.
All right, Caden, continue where you left off.
He is
Whose
not
phone
moving.
is going off?
Okay,
Don't let using his phone. Okay.
back to the topic at hand. COVID-19. It's it's an interesting topic all in all. It's very sad with
People are dying.
yeah, people really come on, man. Just
Back to what a podcast
back to what we were
should be.
talking.
We're
You know what?
talking about COVID-19 now.
Yeah, you
There's
know,
gonna be a lot yet to cut out.
Mr.
So
G, what's your opinion on this? What's your take
On what?
COVID-19
this
on
is
COVID
on the coronavirus.
on
You know,
COVID-19?
Oh yes, the
Your
corona.
why
take
can
on
you
it.
at least put a regular shirt on?
okay.
No.
This is going on the AHS
This is going
channel,
on the
right?
school website
No,
or
right.
school
I
channel.
don't care.
So the
Oh,
person I'm
Okay.
about to bring up might see this. Mrs. Fernald. I was right. She said that this whole COVID-19 thing isn't a big deal at first. And I said, you know what? No, it is, because it can evolve at any time. And it might last a long time because it's already a pandemic, which it has. But
Yeah.
the scary thing is
what is?
it 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 can live for so long that this considering it's still spreading, it'll probably last for years. I don't think the vaccine's anywhere close to being
Jesus, put
done,
it
by the
away,
way.
please. It is
What?
You're
very
interrupting John going on this whole spiel about how we might be stuck in our houses for the next 2 decades, and you're over here like, ooh, owl. This is relevant to the subject. Don't put your
Yeah.
chest in front of the
Okay,
What do you
camera.
think about
guys. Can we please take it seriously?
COVID-19?
Honestly, the whole quarantine doobie is just like I procrastinate a lot, and just this whole quarantine just made me a bigger procrastinator because I'm just like, you know what? I'll do my work later. I don't need to do it right now. Oh no, I'll do it tomorrow. You know.
Yeah.
Let me tell
Yeah.
Usually you have that, like, you know, you go to school and you could like have that sort of, oh, like if I don't finish this in the period I will get a bad grade or something. But with COVID, the quarantine, it's just like, oh, I could just do it tomorrow. I could just mess around.
Yeah, and then you
Yeah.
just never get it done.
Okay, so how about we actually get Mr. G's take on this?
You know, there are just so many different aspects of it. I'll just tell you from a teaching perspective, um, it's been difficult. You know, I mean, just like it has been for you students. We're so used to doing things a certain way, right? The bells ring, go through the hallways, we get into our class, blah blah blah
Yeah.
blah blah. We do all these things, and just like that, it was all over. So to readjust has been challenging. You know, to try to number one, stay engaged myself as a teacher. Um, it hasn't been difficult to stay engaged, but to stay engaged in a manner that you students want to keep showing up, you know, and want to do the work. Like Andrew said, you know, it's easy to procrastinate right now, right? Not only that, we only see you guys once a week, so it's not like you're coming to the class every day, and I can, you know, get on you guys, or Jesus can run up to my desk and say, "Hey, Mr. G, let me have a camera." And I'm like, "Well, what are you going to work on now?" "Oh, I don't know, but I'm need a camera because I'm going to go do work." You know, he doesn't have that independence right now to be able to do to work freely like that. I don't know. It's you know, and of course I'm an older man. I got grandkids and all that stuff. So there are a lot of different aspects to life that it is affected. You know what? I woke up this morning thinking I just want to go to a Giants game. I just want to go out. I just want to go out and you know, watch a ball game. You know,
Yeah.
so I can only imagine for you students. You know, I mean, you guys are young and full of energy and everything. I mean, I'd imagine it's pretty difficult for you guys. Sorry, Jesus, I didn't mean to bore you.
I
No,
mean,
sorry about that.
the way the scheduling works for school, because like I would rather have it where we go through like each class in a video call and like for per day, like first through six each day, because having it split up between the days just makes it, you know, because like you have to wake up at 8 o'clock, and then you have to wait hours until your next class, and you might forget
Right.
about it. You might be doing something.
Yeah.
That's a great point, Andrew. I actually thought about that myself. Would that be more difficult, or would that be good? And I think it would keep people, potentially everybody, engaged a little bit more. But I'll tell you, to go from teaching, doing direct instruction in front of the class and supporting kids face to face, and everybody in there, it's been it's not easy. It's not. I mean, I don't want to complain because I'm just blessed to still be working, right?
Yeah.
But to change your method of everything you do, and realistically, we're not changing it, but we're projecting it in such a different way, and you guys have to receive it in a different way, right? You
Yeah.
guys can't, you guys, it's like, is it Mr. G being sarcastic, or is he just being a knucklehead, or is he in a bad mood today? It's hard to read those things through
Yeah.
through the Google Hangouts and through the Zoom or whatever the case we're doing.
Right.
um and a lot of that goes into the relationships and stuff. So, good thing we did have time to build some relationships before all this thing hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, like, the students that have jobs and everything, some of them also have to work in the morning or afternoon, so they can't really join the halls for the teachers or the
I,
classes, which causes a problem.
Sometimes at a bad
I
time.
see.
Well,
Aren't you the one in the job?
Jesus, you and I talked about this earlier. I know of, and I want to be careful the way I say this, because people are doing what they need to do, but
Yeah.
I kind of feel like um, employers need to be careful when employing high school age kids, because you should, in my opinion, you should have the same type of hours you would if you were attending school. They shouldn't have you come into work at 8 in the morning, because if you were in school, you wouldn't be doing that. You should have to report to work at 4 o'clock or whatever the case may be.
Right.
I have a lot of students um, that spend all day working right now, where if we were in school they wouldn't. And you know what, I also understand that many of them support, help support family. It's what's going on. But with, you're watching your younger siblings and things, so I would imagine it's extremely difficult for you students.
Yeah.
Tell me, guys, what do you guys, what is the most difficult thing for you guys with this COVID-19 when it comes to your academics?
I think
Well,
honestly, for me, it would be like multimedia because, well, with if I didn't have a camera or tripod with me right now, I think it'd be much harder because like trying to get each individual video from my phone onto the computer is just hard in itself because it doesn't transfer immediately. And then when I realized I could use the camera I still had, I used it more and it was much easier. But if I believe, if I didn't have that, multimedia would be harder than it is.
Right.
yeah.
Uh, for me, it would possibly be actually like attending to the calls itself, because I am a heavy sleeper. So sometimes I sleep through my alarm that I have set for these classes, and it's
I
usually
can
like in the
kind of
morning.
relate.
Yeah, but so like just today I missed Mr. Lossberger's call because I woke up like 8:15, and I was ready to join, to like wait for about an hour to join, but then I just fell back asleep, and 2 hours later I'd wake up and I just missed the call.
Honestly, that happened today with me because I was just like, the dogs started barking. I was like, it woke me up, and I was just like, I don't want to be awake right now, and so I just passed right back out, and then just woke up at night, like right after like the call would have ended. I woke up right after, like
Oh,
9:58.
well,
But
I
yeah,
have a very
yeah.
similar case to Caton. It's not quite the same, but I tend to just randomly fall asleep throughout the day, and while waiting for either whether it's second, fourth, or sixth period, sometimes I'll just fall asleep while waiting for the class to start already, and then I won't realize what time it is, and then I wake up and it's already too late. Which I almost missed a math test because of that. That would have been
That's an interesting
bad.
thing too. How how would when this whole thing first started, I was like, how would like tests and how would tests work and how would assignments work? And I haven't had a test yet, but I actually want
Neither.
to know how did it work out for you, John?
No. Well, in math, anyways, with all of the assignments, it's not just tests. She writes down on a whiteboard in her house the questions and stuff, and we write it down on a piece of paper and take a picture of them and send them to her by email or whatever, or we could show it to her in the call. But I tend to do it by email. But we do that with every
You see,
assignment. It's not just
you
tests.
see, I haven't heard anything from my math teacher. He's been radio silent since the 11th of May. I haven't heard anything. I'm sitting over here just like looking at my grade. It's been the same for 3 months. I'm just like, I've turned in work. What's going on? I'm just
Yeah,
like,
Yeah.
it's still
uh,
there. It's sitting there. I just check his classroom right now. It says the last time he posted was May 11th. So I'm just, is he okay?
And you say you've been turning in work, or you had been?
Yeah, I've been turning in work because he's been doing Khan Academy assignment. So I just go to Khan Academy and do the assignments there. And it's
yeah.
just I sent him an email saying, "Hey, my grade's still the same. What's going on?" And I just haven't heard from him.
In 3 months.
it's been it's been the same grade for 3 months, and I like emailed him, "Hey, what's going on?" And I just checked like the school, like the freaking classroom thing, and it's just like he hasn't posted since the 11th.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's kind of
Literally every other teacher has posted something except for him.
that doesn't sound good.
that because
What's wrong with your voice?
All right. So, John, what next topic do you have for us?
well, I forgot what we talked about.
I forgot. Forgetting, that's our next topic.
Yeah,
I do it a lot.
Yeah, the thing after the
Same.
Marines.
Yeah, it was Marines, and we were talking about COVID-19, and then
I
like
guess we
right
can
now we
talk
were talking
about
about classes and how difficult it was.
School
we can
lunches,
talk about
they're
how we're dealing
trash.
how we're dealing with
Yeah, there definitely
being
are.
stuck inside for an indefinite amount of time.
You know what? You think being inside would be fine and dandy, and then you just start to miss the little things of the outside world, and it's just like at first I was like, oh, quarantine. This probably will last like a week or two. Have free fun for a week. But then now I'm
No.
just like, I just want. I went to Target yesterday. I was just like, this is something. What the Target? I swore.
I
I'm
called it a
sorry, it
delivery.
slipped up.
I can
Briefly,
call it. Don't worry.
cut that out, John.
Demonetization.
Cut that out.
Oh no.
You gotta
Cut it
blink
out.
it, John.
Yeah,
When it gets to
I
this
gotta make
part,
sure.
just put.
I am gonna be going. I'm gonna be looking over the whole thing, editing as I go. So
I mean, just put like Sans laugh in there.
I
But yeah,
got it.
this quarantine has been very difficult, and
Yeah,
it's caused me to not go outside almost at all anymore. Like
Yeah,
I'd go out for a walk here and there, but that's about it. Like the last time I went outside was went outside on my own was about a week ago to go on for a walk around the park, and it was really interesting because it was just empty. Like there was nobody there.
yeah. Seeing that kind of thing
Jesus,
is
what are you
very
doing?
jarring.
Let's just not worry
Nothing.
about it. But
You
yeah,
know,
Okay,
at first for me,
I went to.
I was thinking, like, oh, this isn't going to be that bad because staying inside, it's pretty much everything I do. It's my career. I don't have to go outside for my career. It's
You get paid for it.
and we can do school online and all of
You
that.
get it.
But then I realized. But then after a while, you're like, wow, I'm really desperate for human interaction.
yeah,
All right.
Besides my
That's
family,
literally
because we're living
my
with my whole life
one of my
anyways,
friends
so
is
it doesn't
just
count.
like that, John. They're just like, I just want to talk to someone.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
This is
and it kind of
interesting
messed
too.
up a lot of things too, because
So hey, I have a question though, Andrew. You made the comment a minute ago that that you missed the little things. Um, can you give us an example of what a little thing is that you miss?
You know, honestly, just going to school, just like getting up in the morning, dressing up, and just going to school. Because now I just wait in my bed, just lying there with nothing to do.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. When we actually
Lord.
had to go to school, it felt like we had some sort of purpose during that day.
Wow.
It's odd. You think being on a
Well,
time
at
crunch
least
is
for me, it felt
terrible,
like I
and
had
Yeah.
then
a
you're
purpose to
able
get
to
out of
have one.
to really get out of bed.
Now I have to do stuff around the house more.
The time crunch is
Yes.
necessary to stay not bored.
I miss school because I can't spend time with friends at
So
all.
Yeah.
yeah, that's possibly the worst part.
Jesus, we
Mm.
asked you if you want to call. You said no.
No, you said you could.
I'm usually doing something. That's what you always text me at the not the
Yeah,
greatest
For the
the
times.
worst of
opportune
times.
time.
We're not supposed. How are we supposed to figure that out?
But yeah,
Okay.
I
Mr.
cannot
G, I actually have a
tell you
question
at
for
all.
you. Uh, what do you miss about all of this? Like, what do you miss?
Don't have to put your mic up to your mouth.
The
Are you
most.
talking about? Are you were you asking me that, Caden?
Yeah,
Oh man, I miss just about everything. I miss hanging out with you guys. I miss class. I miss school. I miss seeing you know, my colleagues, other teachers and stuff. I miss seeing activity. You know,
Mm,
just just the buzz of people walking through the hallway. You know,
yeah.
the watching people interact with one another. Um, the guys that sell chips and Gatorades on campus. You know, I mean, all that stuff is, you know,
Campus.
it's part of what we do. It's part of what goes on, and
Mm,
I miss it. I miss people coming and going, and getting equipment out. I miss, you know, I feel really fortunate because, you know, Andrew talked about him having the camera in the Multimedia Academy. You know, there are students out there that are still doing broadcasts like you guys. We're doing a podcast right now, right? We're still,
yeah.
yeah,
a lot of the multimedia students have stayed engaged and still creating content. And you know, I've learned a lot through it because, you know, I've been a real stickler about, you know, don't use your phones, use the equipment we have. We have state of the art equipment. I want you guys to be familiar with industry standard apps. I want you to use Adobe Creative Cloud, right? The Premiere Pro. Now all of a sudden I'm going, hey, we can use WeVideo. Let's use, you know, iMovie. Let's use whatever we can to create some content, which has been
Right.
a shifting in my thinking. You know,
Mhm.
because you guys are doing what you need to do to get the job done. So
Right.
so that's been cool. But really, I miss interaction. I miss hanging out with you guys.
On honestly, Mr. G, what made me think this online stuff was gonna just be not as fun as being in the class was when we were in Miss Blaisdell's call. Someone joined in. Someone, I guess, someone from our class gave a link to a random guy.
Right.
I'm pretty sure this story has been told, but some random guy joined in the call in the meetup and just started
Oh, I
shouting
see
at
Miss
Miss
Blaisdell. It did
Blaisdell.
say that. It did say that.
Oh, I did
Jesus, I
not
don't
know
think
about
you were
this.
there. Jesus,
Yeah,
I
I
don't
was
think you were here. You joined immediately after
first
Miss
in any of this.
Blaisdell said,
Oh,
"I'm
Really
leaving."
immediately.
yeah. Like when it happened, I left immediately.
Yeah, Jesus joined in, and it was just like Carlos and like we just talked for like an hour, and it just felt like when Miss Blaisdell left, it just felt like a bit, awkward. But then we just started talking amongst ourselves, and it's just like, yeah, it felt nice because it's just like it felt like we were actually being in class, except for the first part.
Hmm.
Well,
I had a Zoom bomber. Also, I had an intruder in one of my classes. They used a student's name to enter the class, and I let them in, and they said some choice things to me, and then I just kicked them out.
Well then,
Yeah,
But
they
you guys
were
know
they
me; I
were
said some things too.
yeah. But they they came in under like David's name, I believe. They
Yeah,
just
it was like
say they kept saying stuff like, "Do you have a big b-"
yeah,
over and over again.
suck.
She was very flustered. You could tell because she kicked them out, but then left herself.
I
Mm.
mean, John, would you blame her?
No,
No,
no.
I could tell she was very flustered. You could.
Yeah, but that's like the time and place where I was just like, yeah, I don't like doing online school. I'm just gonna slowly just disappear from like entering these calls.
yeah,
I, I just like
Yeah,
I
you could stay
barely
out
even
of it.
joined. I joined like the fifth and sixth period one, but I barely joined the other ones.
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm
and
pretty sure most students don't join their calls too.
Yeah, they don't.
Yeah,
yeah. I don't really join at all.
Jesus, I Jesus,
Only
you
joining them.
joined like 2 hours after the call end.
Yeah,
once again, I
it's,
feel fortunate to be in the Multimedia Academy because I still have a lot of kids, even the seniors. The seniors,
What to do?
boy, they're all but done. But I have like upwards of 22, 23 of them check in and join the discussions and stuff. So that's been cool.
yeah.
yeah.
Same
Is
with
it
you
true that
juniors.
we're gonna have to share graduation with them?
I know nothing about that.
I
Sure,
don't
sure.
know.
I
For
doubt that.
They
for
just won't.
some reason, my grandmother keeps telling me things like that the school's gonna be closed for a while, or it's gonna open at this certain time, or like it's gonna like impede on our summer, and we're gonna go back in like July. I'm just like the school
Oh
hasn't
Lord,
said
just
anything.
no.
I'm
Yeah,
just like
she
the
shouldn't
school
scare
hasn't
you.
told me in it. Like I check the school website every day. I'm just like, okay, is there COVID updates? We're not going back to school until like December. Okay, I can I can understand that. You don't want 20
Yeah.
kids who don't have any like,
We don't care.
sense of
If anyone
care.
went to school again, it'd probably be the people that don't care.
I mean, or that, or the people who are like who have their parents force them to go. You
Yeah.
know, the parents who are like, I don't care if you are throwing up into the bathroom, toilet, you're still going to school.
Yeah.
That happened to me once.
Oh, that
That's
sucks.
happened to me a few times.
Yeah.
Lord.
And
But
I've actually been
well, you
thinking
guys
about
know,
this
I came to
when
school
Does
with a
anyone?
uniform.
Oh,
Why are you louder than Kaden? Can you let Kaden talk? You were anyway.
hey,
I'm sorry.
That was
Andrew,
very loud.
you don't have to make the joke when Mr.
Okay,
G's here, okay?
I just
okay.
did.
Oh, I'm fine.
Hey, it's the heart of the podcast, you know.
It's,
Oh
Hey,
yeah,
it's
it's
Yeah.
for the podcast, dude.
but yeah, but when Mr. G talked about it, like the calls, that's another thing I wanted to talk about. The way they work is really, I want to say weird. Like it's weird how they work,
Hey, you
and
could
like
mute
you get
yourself and
2 hours
talk in the
a day,
chat.
and you get 3 days a week of interaction with the actual teachers, well, with the minimum amount of interaction, and
It's an hour. Yeah,
an
it's just
hour.
an
Yeah,
hour of. But it's like, why not have it be like the old? But like, you could like an hour each day for like, it's just a video call, and
yeah,
then you go to the next
yeah.
period. It's
And I
just
think
like
maybe
it
for
feels
them,
so unnecessary, right? Like to have it
Yeah.
between Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday for two classes of, two classes Monday, two classes Tuesday, two classes Wednesday. It just feels so unnecessary to have that when you could just be like, oh, here's your six classes for the day. You
because
come in at this hour, you come in at this hour, we talk for a bit, we talk, you give us the instructions. And then I feel like that would put a lot more pressure on it too, because you could have the teachers be like, hey, don't forget this assignment's due this day, or this assignment's.
hey,
Yeah.
Mr. G is the only teacher I have, I think, that does their instruction time for the whole time. Usually, it's like maybe 20 minutes at maximum.
It's because no
If
one shows up.
Yeah. If
Like
more
the
people
teachers
show
see
up,
like 5 people in there and just like, all right, here's the instructions. I'm gonna head out.
yeah.
Yeah, it's really interesting, and I want your Mr. G. I kind of want your opinion on this. What do you feel about it? Like, how do you feel about the
Orgy
calls and
sucks
everything in
ass.
general?
About the logging in type of thing.
Yeah, and like how the schedule works for the calls.
Um, I, I agree
So
somewhat with Andrew that logging on with classes at 8:30 or 9 o'clock in the morning, and then you know being in there for an hour and 15 minutes or so, depending on what's going on. Within my classes, because if people are engaged, I'll stay out there a little bit. We stay chatting a little bit longer, kind of like we are now. Um,
Yeah,
but um, but then to kind of shut it down, if you will. And once again, on our end, we do have work that we need to do as far as grading and entering grades and doing roll in the district is requiring certain things of us teachers. So we do have things to do in between the gap. But then all of a sudden it's like, oh, 1 o'clock. I've got another meeting I got to get to. I agree to a certain extent with Andrew that it would be nice to, if we had um, a 45-minute check-in with every class on Monday, and then maybe do that again on Thursday or
yeah,
something like that. But the thing is it's new to everybody. Whoever made that schedule, whoever planned it out, whoever thought that would be the best for everybody, it's new to them. So I think everybody is trying their best to accommodate education, which I can't imagine it's been easy because you're looking federal to state to districts, and everybody's got their own opinion and the way things should go.
I
So from I'll just tell you this, Andrew, from a teacher perspective, we have no idea what's going to happen come August. I don't know. I don't know if I'm supposed to report in or what's going on. If it's they're talking staggered schedules, if you will, where there's a morning crew and an afternoon crew. I don't know. Now I'm not saying that's what's happening. I just there's talk going around about different formats of the school day, but as a teacher here, I don't even know what that's going to look like. The district hasn't told us.
I'm sorry to like, interrupt or anything or like
No.
change the subject, but Jesus just randomly left and I don't he didn't say I'm gonna leave, guys. He didn't say, he just dipped, you know. He,
yeah.
if he joins back, can we just tell him to like, tell him to be like, stay, are you gonna stay? Are you gonna leave?
Well, it's the way it is. Whatever, it's fine.
This is gonna become a running gag in this podcast. Jesus is gonna join at the worst time and then leave at the worst time.
Randomly.
I don't know if you noticed, but I was doing the cross prayer
Yeah.
where he's
Yeah, he was.
Going up into my podcast.
I wasn't sure if you were ending your yoga session.
I,
Yeah,
I
she
was
was doing
praying.
the entire time.
Another topic I think we should go to is kind of
Don't waste all the talk picks on the first podcast.
just answering not personal, but like questions about what you've been doing throughout the
Breathing.
that's a good one.
Yes, that is the thing that everyone does, Andrew. Thank you for your input.
But yeah,
Trying not to kick a dog.
Okay, John, cut that out.
don't worry, I'm Mr. Editor guy. I'll do everything.
You have Premiere Pro, dude.
I have all the power. I could make that wall behind you whatever I want.
Blue screen.
I could make it my shirt and my chair anything I want. I have all
Right.
the power here.
All right. Hey, you know what I am curious though, and I know you could edit this out too. Caden and John's audio, on my perspective, maybe I'm just old and can't hear so well, is pretty low. So, you may have to consider adjusting that. But then again, I noticed, Andrew, your headphones, you have one of those mics built
Mics,
right
yeah.
there, huh? Your mic is really close to you. So just something to look out for, John. But I do have a question in the same down the same line as John had with what you guys have been doing, because we're talking about COVID-19 and being bored, being indoors, not able to do stuff. Yet at the same time, I often hear students say, "Mr. G, sorry I didn't get to that assignment, but I was busy." I'm
Yeah,
curious what it is people are doing that makes them busy.
procrastinating.
Okay.
I've never thought about
Procrastinating. That's it.
that.
It's just probably they're
I guess
just
they don't
like,
even get to play it.
I see it, but I do not.
They're probably like, oh man,
Right.
that's probably it.
It's also, it might be also one of those situations where they have like a lot of chores to do as well, so it's a little difficult to get to it on like at that moment.
I know that the quality in this thing as far as recording, see, you just froze, John, but isn't necessarily the best. Matter of fact, you look horrible right now
Yeah, you could.
in my view.
It looks like there's a lot of bloom for some reason.
So was I supposed to make some kind of change?
Well, you can change the resolution in the settings in the bottom right. It probably won't fix the 720. Probably won't fix the bloom that's coming from my end, but I think it's too much. There's too much lighting. My room gets a lot of
Did you guys
direct
know
sun.
that this call is sponsored by Honey?
Oh, this call is sponsored by Honey.
No, seriously, go to the settings. It says it
Hey.
at the bottom.
Yeah, dude. We gotta get that money. We're not getting monetized for this, aren't
Oh
we?
yeah, Andrew, you took off the mask. Andrew
Yeah.
took off the mask.
Because
Joke
this is
of
just
the
gonna
day.
be shown to the
Right.
school. It doesn't matter.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
Like, what are you doing? Please don't.
Why is this? Maybe it's.
This
Hold
is-
on, hold on a second.
Okay.
Let me.
Oh, there goes John. Oh, what kind of pants were the?
Well, you know
What the fuck? The boy.
John is down.
I am putting my headphones.
They got rid of the blue.
Oh wait, the bloom is gone now. Okay, I did it. I actually did
We
it.
were gone.
The
I
void.
had to get rid of the bloom.
The Mike
The bloom's
Bloomberg.
a lot better now. Oh great, now
So-
Andrew's ruined.
So when are we gonna land this ship, John?
It looks a lot better.
I think we're done now. Aren't like that was.
Don't waste all the topics in the first podcast
Oh,
episode. That's
yeah.
what I'm saying.
I guess talking about everything now is not a good idea.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's a good idea. Maybe it's not.
Because
Me?
I also don't think we want a 30-minute podcast.
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
I mean, maybe someone will play it over while they're grading. I don't know.
An hour. I'm glad I fixed the bloom at the end of the podcast.